Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator triangle, budget, save, and pay off debt to help you build a spending plan that fits your life, grow your savings with purpose, and knock out debt with confidence. Today, we're diving into something deeper than dollars and cents. Your financial why. That core reason behind every choice you make with money. Because here's the truth. Without a why, even the best plan feels like a chore. But when your plan is powered by purpose, it becomes a compass, not a cage. Think about Moana. She didn't sail beyond the reef just for adventure. She had a mission, a calling that kept her moving when the storms hit. Your financial why works the same way. It's the North Star that helps you navigate spending decisions, savings goals, and debt payoff, even when life gets messy. In this episode, we'll uncover what your why really means, how to turn it into a practical, motivating spending plan, and how to stay true when temptations and curveballs come your way. We'll share real-life stories, actionable steps, and a few laughs along the journey. And here's a bonus. The Triggator app is coming soon, and it's designed to make living your why easier than ever. Imagine having your values baked right into your plan. No spreadsheets, no guesswork, just clarity and confidence. So grab your notebook, your favorite drink, and let's start building a plan that feels like freedom, not restriction. Let's get into it. How to uncover your financial why. When life gets tough, superficial reasons crumble. A vague, I want more money sounds nice. But when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. or when you're tempted to splurge instead of save, that shallow why won't hold up. It's like building a house on sand. There's no foundation. The truth is, your why needs roots. It needs emotion, purpose, and a connection to something bigger than the dollar amount. Why? Because money is never the ultimate goal. It's just a tool. And tools only matter when they help you build something meaningful. The problem with surface level whys. Surface level whys are easy to come up with. I want more money. I want to be debt-free. I want to save for retirement. Those sound good, but they lack power. They don't stir your soul. They don't make you push through exhaustion or sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term gain. When challenges hit, and they will, these whys fall flat. Think about fitness goals. It's easy to say, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. But when the alarm clock screams at 5 a.m., will that shallow why get you out of bed and onto the treadmill? Probably not. The same principle applies to money. If your why isn't strong enough, you'll hit snooze on your goals, your progress, and your future. The power of digging deeper. Here's the process. First, start with your first why. Write down the obvious reason. Maybe it is, I want more money. Second, ask, why does that matter? Keep asking until you hit something emotional, something that makes your chest tighten and your eyes water. Third, connect it to people and purpose. The strongest whys usually involve relationships, service, and legacy. Here's an example of your process. Start with, I want more money. Why? So I feel secure. Why does that matter? Because I want my kids to have opportunities I didn't. Why else? Because I want to serve others without worrying about my own bills. Why else? Because I want to create memories with my family that last a lifetime. Now we're talking. That's a why that moves you. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a great lens into this. At the base are survival needs, food, shelter, safety. As you move up, you hit belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. Your why often lives near the top. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and helping others to do the same. Money plays a role at every level. Safety, paying your bills, having an emergency fund. belonging, providing for family, creating shared experiences, esteem, achieving goals, feeling capable and respected, self-actualization, using resources to serve, create, and leave a legacy. When your why taps into these higher levels, it becomes unstoppable. Why this matters for spending and earning. A powerful why doesn't just guide your spending, it fuels your earning. It motivates you to work harder and smarter, to learn new skills, to take calculated risks, and to stay disciplined when distractions come. When your why is strong, you don't just cut back on lattes. You build a life that reflects your deepest values. Think about Seinfeld and George Costanza's endless excuses for why he can't change his life. He wants things to be different, but his reasons are shallow, so he keeps falling back into old habits. Now contrast that with those rare moments when George really gets fired up, like when he decides to do the opposite of his instincts. Suddenly, he's bold, confident, and makes progress. Why? Because he's tapped into a deeper purpose, even if it's by accident. Your financial why works the same way. If it's weak, you'll keep doing the same old thing. But when it's strong, when it's tied to your family, your future, and your values, you'll flip the script and take action, even when it's hard. Turning your whys into a driving force. Now that you've uncovered your deeper why, the next step is to make it strong enough to withstand real-life challenges. Because here's the truth, life will test you. Unexpected bills, tempting sales, and even fatigue will try to pull you off course. If your why isn't anchored, you'll drift. Why strength matters. A weak why is like a paper sail in a storm. It tears at the first gust of wind. A strong why, that's steel. It doesn't just survive the storm, it uses the wind to move forward. Your why needs to be so compelling that it overrides excuses. When you're tired, when your kids want, not really need, something, when your friends are posting vacation pics on Instagram, that is when your why comes in and it says, I am building something bigger. Practical ways to strengthen your why. Write it down and display it. Don't let your why just live in your head. Put it on paper. Stick it on your bathroom mirror, your fridge, or your phone wallpaper. Seeing it daily keeps it alive. Attach emotion to it. Facts don't move us, but feelings do. If your why is, I want to help my kids, picture their faces when you pay for college or take that dream trip. Make it vivid. Connect it to action. Every time you make a financial choice, ask, does this align with my why? If it doesn't, pause. That moment of reflection is where transformation happens. Share it with someone you trust. Accountability amplifies commitment. Tell a spouse, a friend, or even maybe your kids. When others know your why, they'll cheer you on and call you out when you drift. I tell my kids all the time, my goal is to help them be the best version of themselves. A lot of my whys revolve around my family. Why do I pay for piano lessons? Because I want my kids to build their talents. Why do I pay for sports? Because I want them to be physically healthy and to learn discipline and be able to achieve their goals. These are the whys that matter. They keep you centered in what matters most and helps you to make decisions so that you don't drift. The gym alarm test. Remember the treadmill metaphor earlier? Here's the test. When the alarm goes off at 5 a.m., does your why get you out of bed? If it doesn't, it's not strong enough yet. The same applies to money. When you're tempted to blow your budget, does your why stop you? If not, dig a little deeper. Remember that Simpsons moment when Bart and Lisa ask why there aren't any pictures of Maggie at home? Later, we see Homer's workstation, covered in Maggie's photos, transforming a sign that once said, "Don't forget, you're here forever," into "Do it for her." That's the power of why. It takes something you dread and turns it into devotion. Your financial why works the same way. When bills hit, when plans fall apart, when you're tempted to give up, look at your why and say, "Do it for them, do it for her, do it for us." That's what keeps you moving when everything else says stop. Why this matters beyond money. Here's the kicker. Strengthening your why doesn't just change your finances. It changes your life. It builds resilience, discipline, and clarity. It helps you say no to distractions and yes to opportunities. It turns budgeting from a chore into a mission. When your why is strong, you stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Does this move me closer to my purpose?" That shift is everything. Staying true to your why when life gets messy. You've defined your why, you've strengthened it, but now comes the real test, holding on to it when life gets messy. Because let's be honest, life isn't neat. It's unpredictable, stressful, and sometimes downright overwhelming. Bills pile up, cars break down, kids get sick, work gets crazy. And in those moments, your why can feel like a distant dream. That's when most people abandon their plan, but not you. Not if you understand the power behind your why. Your why, it isn't fluff. It's not arbitrary. It's the engine that drives every financial decision you make. When life gets hard, your why is what keeps you moving forward. It's the difference between giving up and pushing through. Think about it. Every dollar you spend tells a story. It reveals what you value most. Maybe you keep Disney Plus because you love The Simpsons and those family nights matter to you. That's a why. It's small, but it's real. Now, zoom out. Compare that to your big why. The one tied to your family's future, your dreams, your legacy. Suddenly, the question becomes, does this spending align with what matters most? The power of perspective. When you link your financial choices to your why, everything changes. Budgeting stops feeling restrictive and it feels powerful. Sacrifice stops feeling painful and it feels empowering. Hard work stops feeling endless and it feels like progress. Your why gives meaning to the mess. It turns chaos into clarity. It reminds you that every choice is a step towards something bigger. Think about Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. Luke is training with Yoda on Dagobah, and it's brutal. He's tired, he's frustrated, and he's ready to quit. Then Yoda reminds him of the bigger picture, the reason behind the struggle. Luke isn't lifting rocks just for fun. He's preparing to face the bigger challenge and to save his friends. That why gives him the strength to keep going when everything in him wants to stop. Your financial journey works the same way. When life gets messy, when bills hit, when plans fall apart, remember your why. You're not budgeting for the sake of numbers. You're building security for your family. You're creating freedom. You're shaping a future that matters. That's your Dagobah moment. It's hard. It's sweaty. It's uncomfortable, but it's worth it because of what's at stake. Here's something to think about. Look at your spending habits and ask yourself, what's the why behind this? Is it strong enough to outweigh your big why? Or could changing a few habits around the less important whys help you move closer to the one that matters most? This isn't about guilt. It's about clarity. It's about making sure that your money reflects your values. Because when your spending aligns with your deepest why, every dollar becomes a tool for building the life that you truly want. Staying true to your why doesn't mean life magically gets easier. It means you choose purpose over panic. You choose progress over perfection. You choose to keep going, even when the treadmill feels uphill and the alarm clock feels cruel. Messy moments aren't roadblocks. They're proving grounds. They're where your why becomes more than just words. It becomes action. It becomes resilience. It becomes you. We've talked about finding your why, strengthening it, and staying true to it when life gets messy. Your why isn't just a nice idea. It's a fuel that powers every financial decision you make. When you connect your money to your purpose, budgeting stops feeling like restriction and starts feeling like freedom. Your challenge today is simple but powerful. Take 15 minutes today and look at your spending from the past week. For each expense, ask, what's the why behind this? Does this why matter more than my big why? If not, what small change could I make to move closer to what matters most? This isn't about guilt, it's about clarity. Every dollar is a vote for the life that you want. Make sure your votes count. A quick bonus challenge. Take some time and really find your big why. The one that makes your heart race and your eyes tear up. Write it down, memorize it, make it part of you. Then commit to letting that why guide every spending and earning decision that you make. When you feel tempted or tired, let the why speak louder than the noise. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most powerful why you discovered today? How does that why change the way that you see your financial decisions? What's one habit that you're ready to adjust so that your spending aligns with your big why? Tell me all about it. Email me at podcast@Triggator.com or message me on Instagram, Facebook, or X @Triggator. If this episode helped you, follow the show so that you never miss an episode that helps you stay true to your why, even when life gets messy. Leave a review, especially if this episode helped you connect your spending and your earning with your deeper purpose. Share this episode with a friend who's ready to find their big why and make it the anchor of their financial decisions. And don't forget to follow @Triggator on social media for tips, encouragement, and behind-the-scenes content. Again, we're going to talk about the exciting news. The Triggator app is coming soon to make living your why even easier. Want early access to the beta release? Email me at podcast@Triggator.com and I'll make sure that you're first in line. Lastly, visit Triggator.com and download the free Triggator ebook. It's packed with tools to help you link every dollar to your why and build a life that reflects your values. Remember, messy moments aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones. Every choice you make is a chance to move closer to your purpose. So when life gets hard, don't quit. Look at your why, feel it, and keep going. You've got this. Thanks for listening to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. See you next time.